Good afternoon and welcome to my presentation. Today I'll be talking about the Qantas strategy for 2019 to 2022. Now Qantas have asked us in their client brief to discover or recommend a new flight, new destination, as well as replace an old destination with a new one, the strategic partnerships to implement one, and then implement the project altogether. We'll first be having a look at the flight route. Now the reason why we've chosen the flight route from Cairns to Shenzhen is because of the government analytical data provided online through the tourism board. This showed all evidence we needed to back ourselves to implement the flight. Now, as you can see, there's been approximately 660 passengers all the way up to 22,042 passengers over 1 year. Now this is a drastic increase of 3,333.33%, which is absolutely staggering and was by far the highest percentage on year change for passenger inbound flights and outbound of Australia. Now, because the distance is about 5,597 kilometers, we've decided to use the Airbus A330-300. Now, out of the Airbus A330 series, the A330-300 is better because of its fuel efficiency, as well as the range is shorter than the other models of the series, making it perfect for this route. It has a maximum range of almost double the flight route, but it has the minimum seating in the series as well. The flight will operate once a week for 42 weeks in the year. We've decided to do this just to test out the waters, essentially, and hope that the statistics can further provide what we have been looking for. Secondly, we'll be looking at replacing the existing flight route. The existing flight route we've looked at to replace is the flight from Sydney to Hong Kong. We've chosen this flight to remove at least one flight, as it does fly 7 days per week, because it is amongst the international flights that are declining in passengers over the years. And because it also uses the same Airbus A330-300, that is the swap over flight, and this flight will, as I said, will be removed once a week. How many partnerships do you need to communicate with the rest of the world? Ideally, customers love what is familiar. The more you get your brand and your business out there, the more customers are willing to give you a chance and to give your business a go. Now, Qantas already have over 40 partners worldwide, so that definitely says something to customers and what they want and what they find in familiarity. Now, the strategic partnership we've decided to go with is the Bank of East Asia. Now, we've decided to go with the bank partnership and worked through the frequent flyer program that Qantas has. This will be with the bank. They will design a new credit card, and with the credit card it will be connected with the frequent flyer program that Qantas has. So for every dollar or maybe every $3 that you spend on your credit card, you get one Qantas point, which goes towards your frequent flyer program, and this can be redeemed to either buy flights or upgrade your current flight. Now we'll go into the project management or implementation. We've broken that up into 4 segments. That's the project timeline, the project budget, risk and limitations, and further action required. Now we'll have a look at the project timeline. I've put them into 2 steps. The first step is mostly negotiating, as for the last task of step 1. That will be advertising, and that carries on through step 2, as well as the preparation for the flight. Now, the first 3 tasks are negotiating with Cairns Airport and Shenzhen Airport. These are for the use of their facilities. The second task is to organize and negotiate with code share partner Cathay Pacific, and this is to use their resources and suppliers in Shenzhen to possibly undercut the airport and help profits grow. The negotiations as well with the Bank of East Asia, that is the strategic partnership with the frequent flyer program. All three of those tasks will take around 3 months in my estimation, and then the first two of course are of high priority, as we can see the red colors on the end. Without these essential steps and tasks in this implementation, the project will fall to pieces and will not succeed. The last task we have on step 1 is to advertise the new flight route. This is a medium priority, as the flight will not fail without it, but it may not be as successful without it either. The last three, the second step for the last tasks mostly conclude organizing the crew, staff, as well as the aircraft to fly from Sydney to Cairns, and then continue the turnaround flight from Cairns to Shenzhen, and turn around to Cairns and fly all the way back to Sydney for its original flight route from Sydney to Hong Kong. As you can see, the priorities are high, except for the press conference. That's the second task in step 2. Again, with the advertising, it's not crucial. It is beneficial to the success, but it's not necessary. As for the rest of the flights, without the crew, without the plane, the flight is not possible, so that is of high priority, as well as commencing the flight. And all the timelines and dates are there. They fit all just in time to start the commencement of the flight. And we'll move on to the project budget. We'll first address the elephant in the room. The income is around 2.7 million for the flight, and that's for the month. So that would be 8 flights, 4 return flights in a month. Should earn about $2.7 million Australian. That was calculated through the use of the average of pricing tickets, which came to about 2,757.20 cents. And that was, we decided to take the ticket revenue for 75% of the plane, which is 250 seats of the 335 seater plane. And this we thought was an achievable target for Qantas to aim for or to achieve. And throughout that, unfortunately, through the expenses, we're missing quite a few, as we do not have the loans, the loan payments, the insurance, the HR costs, as well as the registration. That all lies solely with Qantas. We do not know if the plane has been paid off. Qantas would know that and can add the expenses to my budget list. Thirdly, from the project management, we've got the risks and limitations. There are a lot of risks and limitations, especially the external environment. Of course, if not all of the tasks go to plan, the project may fall apart as well. But most importantly, as we mentioned in the timeline, the high priority tasks are the ones that are absolutely crucial to the success of this project, whereas the medium to low priorities will affect the project slightly, but not render it a complete failure. There are other ones. Weather conditions are also horrible to fly from. That's mostly from Sydney. And then we've got political tension, as there is in Hong Kong at the moment, and seasonal ticket demand. Then lastly, we've got the further action required after the implementation of the plan. The external environment, as we mentioned before, Hong Kong riots. This has seen a decline in tourism in Hong Kong. Unfortunately, we have chosen the flight right next to Hong Kong, but does offer the alternative to a city that is under political tension. To compare the return on investments to my budget planned, see how that turns along, how far off the budget is from the actual flight implementation, as well as customer feedback. That's either through surveys done by Qantas itself through emails or their website, or finding secondary research that could be through other online surveys such as Glassdoor or SurveyMonkey, and continue to monitor the flight that has been removed in case it doesn't prevail to remove the flight and keep it removed. But as of yet, I'm pretty firm thinking that removing that flight will not get it to go back. Thank you very much.